Hi. Happy Tuesday. I am currently pretending like I have time to be doing this right now because I kind of don't, but I'm using it as an excuse to take a break from my second job, which is the business that I started of meal prepping and delivering fully prepared meals. So I can finally fully share the news. I'm super pumped. It's been a fucking whirlwind for sure. Um, I started and kind of totally took the reins at the beginning of January, and ever since then, it's been such an experience. It's been a wonderful experience. It's been a crazy fucking experience. So that's what I'm doing. I am still cutting hair 3 days a week. And then I am meal prepping and delivering 3 days a week. So I am a busy bee, along with taking care of my sassy 6-month-old Scarlet J, which is a total blessing on its own and so fun and also super fucking busy. So really, that's what I'm doing is just being so busy. The quality of these videos are still shitty, so I apologize and I thank you for just keeping your focus and just ignoring all of this. I can't figure this out, and Michael is again not home. He's busy taking care of our niece and nephew while my sister is at work. So we're all over the map. But today I wanted to kind of talk about if it fits your macros and counting your macros and kind of being back on that train, which I am really excited to be back on. And I just wanted to talk a little bit more about kind of what it means to me and what it looks like, some misconceptions and kind of how I'm making it all work with a blindfold because I don't know what the hell I'm doing half the time. Okay, so after Whole 30, I started like really thinking, what am I going to do? Am I going to kind of keep the Whole 30 lifestyle? Am I going to, just kind of do that and do like a cheat meal once a week? And I know that I communicated that too. So I apologize for being sort of wishy-washy. However, I'm sorry, I'm not too sorry because in the end, I ultimately have to do what's going to work for me and grant me the best results that I can have while taking care of myself. And so this is what I'm doing. So for those of you that don't know, I'm a big fan of Chrissy Cagney's. And I've been following her for several years now. I have several of her programs. I have Sexy Sculpt and I have Power Shred. And in the past, I've kind of loosely followed both programs. I've kind of like started and then stopped or whatever. So I've been really inconsistent with them. But because of my wonderful, so beautiful pseudo child, Miss Sydney Laux, I kind of reconnected slash actually really connected with Chrissy May Cagney for the first time. And we kind of did some corresponding. She was super rad and super good to me. And kind of offered to help me with, obviously not knowing me personally. And I realize that she works with, who the fuck, like hundreds, thousands of people, right? And so I'm feeling really super fortunate and really super lucky that, we were able to connect and that she reached out to me. And so, for those of you that don't know her, I highly suggest you look her up. I'm like, if anybody looks like that and lives their life like that and is going to be willing to train me, then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take it. So that kind of is what got me back on board with counting my macros. I have done this in the past, but here's what's different about the way that I'm doing it now. So in this entire process, a very large part of it is not only, becoming healthier and more comfortable with myself aesthetically, but I need to change my relationship with food, right? So before, counting my macros to me, which I know a lot of people kind of take this approach, and I don't think that there's necessarily a wrong or right way to do it. But what I used to do is really kind of overly focus on the fact of if it fits my macros. And to an extent, I think that this is so helpful because I think that it allows you to still have a life. But I will admit that in the past, I abused it, right? So instead of really focusing on, how am I going to get whole, whole foods into my body, it was more of like a free for all shit show of, how many beers can I fit into my diet. And when I say diet, I don't mean like a diet. I mean like what I'm consuming, or how many pieces of chocolate, because if it fits, then I'm going to make it work. But what ends up happening when you consistently do that is you're not feeling sustained. You're not feeling satiated. And so in the back of your head, you're thinking like, oh man, I'm technically allotted, all of these calories and all these macros. Like, why am I not full? It's because you're eating like balls. So that's why. And that's what I was doing. So, I mean, it was, I really abused the if it fits your macros kind of motto. And this time I'm taking a completely different approach. So, I'm really focusing on fueling my body and eating whole foods. I am consuming dairy again, and I am consuming grains, like I eat oatmeal, I eat full fat, plain yogurt that I mix berries and cinnamon into. And so obviously that's not Whole30 at all, right? But it's something that's working. I haven't eaten this much food, obviously, in some time. With Whole30, I wasn't tracking. I ate 3 squares a day, and that was kind of it. I wasn't tracking how many grams of protein and yada yada that I was eating. And now that I am, I'm happy to say that I'm super full. And I was super full on Whole30 too, but I also was not working out as hard as I am now. So I am doing Sexy Sculpt in its entirety. Like last week was the first week in, I can't tell you before, around the time that I got pregnant, that I really was committed to being in the gym for about an hour and a half a day, 4 days a week. And I really hope to do some extra. I don't want to use those other 3 days as just total solid rest days. But I'm really trying to get my sea legs in regards to juggling my business full time and still cutting hair on the side and being a wife and being a mom and attempting to be a good friend. I'm so sorry because I know for so many of my friends, I've been not a great friend and I haven't been super consistent. So I'm alive and I'm well. I'm just trying to do like 987 things. So like I said, last week was awesome. I felt really good at the end of the week. I was down 4 pounds and a couple inches around my waist. And so what this is teaching me again is that, you eat for the goals that you're trying to obtain. And right now my goals are to get strong enough to eventually be in a powerlifting meet and to, love myself, to feel comfy in my skin, dressed or naked. I still don't necessarily have a goal weight in mind. Chrissy, if you ever watch this shit, maybe we can talk about that sometime because I just don't. At this point, I'd like to say that I want to end up at 150, and I think that that's a really great goal. But I don't know. I know that I want to be strong as fuck. I know that I want to be super healthy. I know that I want to do a meet. I know that I want to look like I'm super healthy, but I don't know what number to put that on. So I don't have any idea. But what I'm really focusing on right now is consistently hitting my numbers. I also think that it's really important that because somebody, offered to work with me essentially free of charge, that I need to take it seriously, right? So I am doing this for me. This is my decision. This is because I want to do something for me. But at the same time, I need to respect the fact that somebody was gracious enough to offer up their help to me, right? So that's just another form of motivation that I'm pulling from. So I bust my ass really, 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 really hard to hit my macros within 3 grams, either over or under of each my protein, carbs, and fat. I make sure that my fiber is on point, that I'm not going cray with my sugars, and I'm trying to keep my sodium at semi-reasonable levels. I kind of screwed myself. I did get some, nitrate-free, blah, 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 like deli meat. And for like quick protein, I'm like trying to drink my coffee and like drive and like shove protein down my throat. And then like my sodium totally skyrocketed, which worse things have happened. I still hit my macros. But these are all the things that I'm trying to be mindful of. So the moral of the story is that I am taking this shit really seriously. For those of you that have never counted macros before, I would be lying to you if I said that it was really easy, because it's not. It takes a lot of planning and preparation on my part, which is just another kind of thing to add to it. I do plan my next day's meals the night before. And right now I eat really basic because I just don't have time. So, I'm drinking a couple protein shakes a day, which eventually, I really want to kind of replace the majority of that with just actual food. But right now, that's what's working right now. Plain yogurt, peanut butter, some fruit, a little bit of like cheese. I'm pretty basic over here right now. I'm getting my vegetables in. I also take one of my protein powders has a green supplement in it. Like I said, I'm just trying to get my sea legs. I'm just trying to do right by myself and this woman that has offered to help me. And so, yeah, I'm entering week 2. I have some more cooking that I need to do this evening so I can deliver to some of my clients in the morning. Michael will get home around 9, and then I'll drag my big ass to the gym. So that's what I'm doing this week. I thank you all for hanging in there. I know that I've been sort of inconsistent and all over the map. So thanks for giving a shit. Thanks for stopping by. I will be putting up my first set of pictures on Friday since I started Sexy Sculpt and counting my macros. So I look forward to sharing that with you guys. Take it easy and have a good week. Thanks.